Please welcome the founders of Bee Thinking, Matt and Jill Reed. Welcome, Reeds. So you are the founders of Bee Thinking. Tell us. Let's assume that people are not all current on their bee knowledge. Tell us about Bee Thinking. Matt, why don't you start?
Well,
you got the nod.
so we sell beehives, beekeeping stuff, and there's any beekeepers out there? Any of you? Chicken keepers?
Just
I hear
one. Or he just got
That's
stung
good.
by a bee, and
Good.
that was his yell.
So yeah, we have a retail store on Hawthorne here in Portland. We also sell online. We're about 80% online.
Are they?
Yeah.
What kind of beehives and beekeepers? Are you selling like run-of-the-mill beehives and beekeeping supplies?
Just the nicest to be.
The nicest beehives.
Yes, sir.
And what makes a really great beehive?
It's got to look beautiful. It's got to be made here in Portland.
Nice.
It's got to be made from cedar. I think those are the key aspects of our beehives.
Why cedar?
It lasts a long time, and it's local.
Are you the designers and builders of these products, or are you curators of the best beekeeping supplies?
No, we actually wanted to find the bee hives that were the best for backyard beekeepers.
Right.
So we found some that had fallen out of style due to commercial beekeeping and commercial styles of beekeeping. And we reignited those designs and brought them back.
So, is it legal to just have bees anywhere, or is it like chickens where it's like some neighborhoods don't let you have them? What does the world of urban beekeeping look like right now?
Yeah, it is legal. Thankfully, in the last year, they made it even easier to keep bees in Portland. So you do need to ask permission. You used to have to ask permission.
Oh.
And now you just have to tell your neighbors,
who
hey,
did
I'm going to
you-
keep bees.
Who did you ask? You just have to tell. Who did you ask? And now you have to go door to door like a sex criminal, telling them you have bees.
It's a little bit like that. It's pretty strange.
I assume it's an easier conversation. How are neighbors about you saying you're keeping bees? Like, are people afraid?
Portlanders are pretty informed. They seem to be more accepting than a lot of other places in the country.
And so I assume you guys are also keeping bees yourself. This is a thing you practice?
Yeah.
What were your neighbors like when you told them you're going to bring some bees into the neighborhood?
I live in unincorporated Clackamas County, so I can do whatever I want.
You didn't tell anybody.
Yeah, it's lawlessness. It's great.
That's what they say about unincorporated Clackamas County. It's like the Wild West out there with bees. How did you guys get into bees? How did you get into reviving this old model of beehives?
We were living in an apartment off Hawthorne when the year we got married, and a bee flew in our kitchen, and it was a cold day, and I was cooking, so I asked Matt to put her outside, and thankfully he had the good.
Hold on a second. Let's just talk about you gendering this bee. Did you know it was a she at the time, or did you just assume because she was beautiful and powerful? It must.
She was so majestic.
Yeah.
No.
And like really intuitive. And
Yeah, I could feel it. No, about 90% of the bees in a colony are female.
Oh, great.
Yeah, all the workers, all the ones that you see for the most.
get it, male bees.
So why are male bees such pieces of shit? Why aren't they working?
You're going to be really surprised by this answer. They only have one job, and that job is to mate.
Yeah, that's right.
Cocaine guy loves that. I don't know if I'm into it. Sounds like kind of like a boring life. Like I'm more than just that, you know?
There actually comes a point in the season.
I'm not just a piece of meat, you guys.
I don't know that you were supposed to take it personally. This is pretty revealing.
So you asked. Yeah, go ahead.
No, there's actually a point in the season when the ladies gather them up and kick them out.
Now I am taking it even more personally. Sounds like a real terrible life, male bees.
It's rough.
And when you mate, your sex organ gets ripped off and you die. So it never.
Wow,
goes
you really
well.
saved that till the end. You buried the lead on that one. Look, dudes, you mate. That's all you have to do. One time and you die from it. Like you got to say that up front.
Is most of your job explaining to men not to project onto bee colonies?
Yes.
I bet.
Probably comes up a lot. So you get this beautiful, strong, intuitive worker bee, and you ask Matt to remove her.
Yes, and he thankfully had the good mind to feed her and help her along the way. So he gave her
What?
some honey, and we let her outside, and she.
You gave her some money and let her outside?
Projecting again, Alex.
What did you not say money?
Honey.
Oh, that makes way more sense. I'm sorry. Genuine mishearing, not a bit. I thought you were being fun. So you just knew. So you guys were already at least deep enough that she knew it was a girl, and you knew, let's give her some honey and like give her a chance at life again.
That's about it.
Wow. What? So you've already cared about bees, at least some amount.
I like bugs. I like the strange creatures of the world no one else likes.
Really? What's another
You.
strain?
Oh, snap!
So be thinking, you guys.
You guys figured out this dynamic so quick.
You must have watched the first half. All right, so you let this bee out, and then sent her on her way, gave her a little job and a little briefcase, and let her go. And then
The next day, I was leaving for work, and there were about 15 bees pelting the screen because she had gone back and said, "Hey, there's honey at Matt Bill's house."
this dude is great. He's real nice.
Yeah,
Really?
and so then we had to know more. That's how it started.
Really? So you just started researching it and decided to like give them a home? Did you actually house those bees?
We didn't ever find that colony, but we had our own first colony about a month later.
So bees are sort of like
In your apartment?
No, we put it on Matt's family's property.
Oh, okay, that was smart.
So bees are basically just like like a lot of comedians where they're like, if there's free food, they're all gonna flood to it, and then you just never get rid of them. That's just the.
Yes.
And when did it turn from just this is a thing we like into this is our business model and we're gonna go sell this stuff to everybody and tell everybody about it and become bee people?
It was pretty quick. I think I fixate on things. I get completely fascinated by them, and that I spent the next months just toiling away, learning everything I could about bees, and I started building beehives and blogging about it, and then people started asking if they could buy them, and so I figured we could make this a business, and that's how Bee Thinking was born.
And you guys are now big. It's grown from that. You both did this. I don't know. I don't remember your financials from Shark Tank, but it's like how's the bee business? This seems like a good city to be doing it, but you said it's mostly online. People are really interested in bees right now.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, beekeeping's growing throughout the world, but we've grown from 10, 12 employees last year to over 40 this year. So we're growing really fast.
People are really into that number of employees. That was, yeah.
A couple of job creators over here.
Is it surprising to you how interested people get when you talk about it? Because obviously. It seems like other people are fixating on it as well. Like, as soon as you start talking about it, people are like, yeah, I want to hear more.
Yeah, I mean, that's exactly it. People really want to talk about what's going on with the bees. I think people are incredibly informed, especially in Portland and cities like Portland. And so I think we spend a lot of time just answering questions.
So what is happening? Everyone has, I think we all know, there's a sense of dread with bees. Things are not going great for them despite your flourishing business. What's going on with bees? Are you guys going to save the bees?
I think it's good and bad, the losses of bees. I think the great thing about it is it's educated people on how important they are. It's opened their eyes to see that pollinators are necessary if we want to survive as humans.
Yeah.
So that's good.
Yeah, that seems all right.
And I think our business couldn't exist without the losses also. I think because people weren't aware.
That is some bright side thinking. If it takes the loss of most of the bees to make this business work. I'm sorry, you started this attack.
Job creation.
So you were on Shark Tank, like I mentioned before, and I believe you were fake pregnant on the show. Is that correct?
I was fake pregnant in the footage.
In the footage.
But I was very, very pregnant. I was actually due the week that he was on Shark Tank.
So tell us that story. So what was that process like for you guys?
They called and said, we're going to film you in the first week of September, and that's when our son was due. So I figured, we can't do it. We can't film Shark Tank. This is a disaster.
Right.
But so then I had to abandon her here, and I flew down to California, and I filmed.
And then later they decided to add footage?
So yeah, sometimes if you watch Shark Tank, which none of you do, at the start of some of the segments, they'll show kind of a little blurb of folks at their hometown doing
Right.
their thing. And so we had to make her look like she was pregnant. And so we put this little belly on her, and she kind of waddled around a bit, and it was embarrassing. But, that's our son on TV.
Yeah, I was so thrilled to not be pregnant after summer in Portland. It was incredibly hot. So
Yeah.
I'm like speeding through the footage and I'm like, slow down. Baby.
Did you guys go on, were you actually looking for investment, or did you just want to tell the world about your bee business?
Both. I think we went into it not knowing whether we wanted to give up any equity or not.
Right.
And I think even when I walked into the tank, I didn't know whether we really wanted that deal or not.
Did you get a deal?
Did not get a deal.
Did not get a deal.
But it worked out.
What I remember about it is that Damon keeps talking about his bees on later episodes. You got him obsessed with bees the same way you got obsessed with bees.
Yeah, I was probably in there 45 minutes, and I probably talked to Damon for about 40 of them about bees. So it was great.
Which got cut down to 2 minutes of the show. But he was just that's what's interesting. One of the things that's interesting is people hear that and they just hear that you're into bees and are like, tell me more about bees. I want to know everything about bees.
Yeah, I think everywhere I go, I got a haircut today, and my hair dude he couldn't believe how incredible bees were. So it's everywhere you go. People want to learn more about bees, and it's fun.
So let's assume the audience.
Oh, what if you made beard wax out of bee wax?
We sell that.
You do?
That was
That's
not a setup.
so
I think you
cool.
genuinely thought of that right then, Brie.
I did.
Yeah. So if people did hear about it and wanted to get more, you were like, I'm thinking about having an urban bee farm. What do we do next?
Come to our store, and we'll tell you all
You'll
about
tell
it.
you about it, so you can sell them a beehive. You'll give them the whole tour of the bee world.
Yeah, we do classes. We have some hives right there on Hawthorne you can look at. So if you see, you can see
Active,
whether
we
you really
can
want
go
to
in
do
the
it.
store and see some bees.
Just outside the store, at a couple neighbor businesses, we put hives on their
nice.
property.
Nice. And so you're on Hawthorne, and then you're also online at beethinking.com.
That's it.
That sounds great. Ladies and gentlemen, the Bee Thinking founders, Matt and Jill Reed. Thank you. Go by and see them and get some bee stuff.